Hey everyone, and Happy New Year! It's your good friend Andrew back on the Conserva Nerd YouTube channel. This is the channel where we love God, we love our country, and we love all things nerd. Well, it's a brand new year, and that means there's a ton of new movies coming out soon, so I want to take some time and count down my top 10 most anticipated movies coming out in 2026. So let's not waste any time and jump right in. As usual, I like to start off with a couple honorable mentions. The first one being Disclosure Day. I mean, hey, it's Steven Spielberg's next movie about aliens. I mean, who wouldn't be excited about that? It just barely missed out on my list, but I still wanted to mention it here. Next, I want to mention Clayface. I am a massive Batman fan, and I love Clayface as a character. But why make a movie just about him? I mean, it's not like we recently got a whole bunch of mediocre and or horrifically bad comic book movies based off of villains of popular superhero characters, right? Nevertheless, I'm still going to check it out. My last honorable mention is going to be Dune Part 3, or Dune Messiah as the book is titled. Look, I love the first two Dune movies, but I've heard that the third book in the Dune series is the weakest of the three, so what does that mean for the movie? I don't know. I'm still going to go see it, but it just barely missed out on my list because I'm just not familiar at all with the source material, so I don't really know what to expect. All right, with those out of the way, let's jump into the main list now, starting off with number 10, The Mandalorian and Grogu. So you might be asking yourself, why is a Star Wars movie so low on his most anticipated list? I'll tell you why. Because Season 3 of The Mandalorian was trash, y'all. Seriously, you could have taken all of the scenes that were worth watching in Season 3, put them all together, and made them fit into one singular 1-hour episode. Yet, Season 3 had 8 episodes. Now, with that said, I love the Din Djarin character and his relationship to Baby Yoda, because that will forever and ever be his real name. And I am very excited to see what new space traveling adventure they go on next. The Mandalorian and Grogu releases on May 22nd. Number 9, Project Hail Mary. Ryan Gosling is probably my favorite actor working today. I will watch anything and everything that he is in. I don't even think I've watched a movie of his that I haven't liked. Yeah, even The Notebook is pretty good, I guess. That was for my wife. You're welcome, honey. The dude even made a trash film like the Barbie movie watchable. Now, I haven't read the Project Hail Mary book that this movie is based on, so I have zero preconceived notions about what this movie is going to be. All I know is that it's a space exploration movie starring Ryan Gosling. Sign me up. Project Hail Mary releases on March 20th. Number 8, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. The first Super Mario Bros. Movie was such a pleasant surprise for me. I didn't have the biggest expectations going into it, but I came out having really enjoyed myself. Now with the sequel being based around the Super Mario Galaxy game, we are getting the introduction of Rosalina and the Lumas this time around. Man, now I really want to go back and play Super Mario Galaxy again. Maybe I'll do a video series on that game as we get closer to the movie's release. Let me know in the comment section if you'd like to see something like that. The Super Mario Galaxy movie releases on April 3rd. Number 7, Michael. So this movie was actually supposed to come out in 2025, but apparently a lot of the film had to be reshot due to some legal complications. So the movie ended up getting delayed until 2026. That aside, the trailer for this movie was excellent. Jafar Jackson looks incredible as his uncle Michael Jackson. And I'm going to call it right now. If this movie is at the very least good, it will become the highest grossing biopic film ever. It would have to overtake Oppenheimer's $975 million at the box office. But if any movie can do it, a biopic about Michael Jackson would be the one. Michael releases on April 24th. Number 6. Spider-Man Brand New Day. I have many thoughts about this movie. A lot of what I've seen so far has kind of underwhelmed me. The costume being one of those things. Is it just me, or does it look kinda simple? It definitely looks like some classic Spider-Man, and don't get me wrong, I love me some classic Spidey. I'll sit and read some Steve Ditko and John Romita Spidey all day long. But if we're talking purely from a design perspective for a live action film, the effort just seems a little bit weak. Who knows, maybe the design is purposefully simple, and when I go and see the movie and see it all in context, maybe I'll change my mind. I'd also like to see Tom Holland's Peter Parker grow up a little bit in this movie. He's been stuck in this high school Peter mode throughout all of his films, and I really hope that his performance comes across as more adult this time around. Spider-Man Brand New Day releases on July 31st. Number 5. Toy Story 5. I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret. The original Toy Story is my personal all-time favorite movie. It is a perfect film to me, and the critics appear to agree with me. The original Toy Story and Toy Story 2 are some of the few lucky movies that have a 100% critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes. This franchise is very sentimental to me, and I will never miss out on an opportunity to see a new installment of the franchise on the big screen. Toy Story 5 in particular looks really cool because now we're going to get to see the toys compete with an iPad for attention. I can't think of a more relevant story to throw Woody and Buzz into in this day and age. Toy Story 5 releases on June 19th. Number 4, Supergirl. In case you missed it, I did a review of the first teaser for Supergirl. I'll put a link to that video in the description so you can go back and hear my more in-depth thoughts about this movie. Basically, my thoughts are, I thought the trailer was really good, and it made me more excited to go and see the movie. Millie Alcock looks great in the role. Jason Momoa as Lobo sounds like a match made in heaven. If the film ends up being anywhere near as good as the Woman of Tomorrow comic that it appears to be based on, then I think this movie is going to be excellent and a great addition to the new DCU. Supergirl releases on June 26th. Number 3. The Chronicles of Narnia, The Magician's Nephew. No other movie on this list scares me more than this one. It's being directed by Greta Gerwig, who, if you're not familiar with her, she most recently directed the Barbie movie and a movie called Lady Bird. Both of those movies are incredibly political and left-wing feminist in their executions. Lady Bird specifically was also very anti-religious. So, as you can imagine, I was kind of shocked when I heard that Greta Gerwig was the filmmaker selected to make a new Narnia film. Then there was that whole rumor, which I hope was just a rumor, where Meryl Streep was being looked at to play Aslan? Look, Meryl Streep is an excellent actress, truly one of the greats, but casting her as Aslan is a slap in the face to all Narnia fans. Aslan is very clearly a representation of Jesus Christ that is very well known at this point and completely undeniable, and Jesus Christ himself was a man. So if this rumor ends up being true, I may not even go see the movie. So why, you may ask, do I have this movie as my third most anticipated movie of 2026? It's because I love the Narnia books, especially The Magician's Nephew, which this movie is supposed to be based on. I am still holding out hope that this movie is going to be good and it's going to be faithful to the source material. And if it's not, you better believe that you'll hear about it from me right here on this YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. The Magician's Nephew film will have a limited theater release starting on November 26th before it starts streaming on Netflix on December 25th. Number 2, The Odyssey. It's Christopher Nolan, y'all. Need I go on? But really though, the cast for this movie is insane. Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, Zendaya, Jon Bernthal, Charlize Theron. I mean, dang! Tell me you're the hottest director in Hollywood without telling me you're the hottest director in Hollywood. I think my least favorite Christopher Nolan movie is probably Tenet. Tenet is also the lowest rated Christopher Nolan movie on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's still as high as 70%. I say all of that to say that I have no reason to believe that this movie isn't going to be fantastic. You better believe that I am seeing this movie opening weekend on the biggest screen possible. The Odyssey releases on July 17th. Number 1. Avengers Doomsday. I mean, was there ever any doubt that this was going to be my number one? I'm pretty sure this movie is number one for a lot of us. We're finally getting the return of Robert Downey Jr. into the MCU as Doctor Doom, and we recently had it confirmed that Chris Evans is coming back to play Steve Rogers as well. The X-Men teaser that they released a couple days ago was the best thing that I've seen personally come out from Doomsday thus far. Truthfully though, with all of that said, I'm still not sure what to expect from this movie. I'm not 100% convinced that this film is going to be great. The Russo brothers are coming back to direct, which is awesome because their track record in the MCU is flawless. But not unlike the entire MCU that came after Endgame, there's just something about this movie that feels off to me. Because we as fans are walking into Avengers Doomsday just hoping that it's going to be good. But back in the good old days, we could walk into any Marvel movie without a care in the world, and we'd walk out with our minds being blown. So with that in mind, Avengers Doomsday is my number one most anticipated movie of 2026. But it's because I'm curious to see if Marvel can bounce back from this slump they've been in. Can they recover and make it so that we don't doubt them anymore? Hey, Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four were great steps in the right direction, so the future looks promising. Avengers Doomsday is set to release on December 18th. It's also worth noting that Dune Part 3 is also scheduled to release on December 18th. I cannot imagine a world where Dune Part 3 doesn't move off of that date, maybe a little bit earlier to December 4th or something. Mark my words. Dune will move eventually. Anyway, guys, those are my most anticipated movies of 2026. What about you guys? What movies are you most looking forward to in the new year? Jump down into the comment section and let me know your thoughts and opinions. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. It is completely free and it really helps out the channel. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you all. That's all I've got for you today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, keep gaming and keep praying.